Hey everybody, this is Liz 11 from Ethereal Energy and Healing Hearts, also Ethereal QHHT. You can subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give this video a like. Today we're going to be talking about Jupiter retrograde and also manifesting and some crystal tips as well. So, I wanted to talk about Jupiter retrograde because I feel like everybody talks about Mercury retrograde, and I've gone to kind of fearing it. It's like when something goes wrong with my electronics, I'm usually looking at it and saying, "Oh, am I in a Mercury retrograde?" Because sometimes I forget because Mercury does go retrograde a lot due to kind of being closer to the sun and having a quicker rotation than we do on Earth. So, Jupiter retrograde. Jupiter is a bit different than Mercury. Mercury is it's very instantaneous. Jupiter's retrograde, you feel the effects more than when Jupiter isn't in retrograde. I would say that it's probably like at least 3 times as strong. And the Jupiter retrograde will affect you the most if it is in your current sun sign, your ascendant sign, which is your opposing sign, or you just have a lot of Sagittarius in your chart, which is also related to Jupiter. So, a little bit about the Jupiter retrograde. So they don't happen as often as a Mercury retrograde. Jupiter went into retrograde on July 28th. So we've been feeling the effects. It went into retrograde. Jupiter's in retrograde with Aries. So we have that fire energy. We have we need to get things done. We kind of caught it at the end of Leo, moving into Virgo, which is about, really being practical and organized and methodical, and it's a really grounding earth sign. So we have a lot of that. And then when you mix Jupiter in with that, and it's a power with the retrograde, Jupiter it's the good luck planet. It's the biggest planet. Um, it's obviously mostly made of gases, but they say it's a bringer of good luck and good fortune. And there's also some spirituality behind it. It's kind of like, I get the word scholar. I just see kind of a lot of wisdom with Jupiter. And Jupiter is going to come the closest to Earth, so we will feel its effects in retrograde, the closest to Earth this Monday, September 26th. So it's a good day to kind of harness in that energy. Also, Jupiter, if I didn't mention before, is Sagittarius. So, Sagittarius, you're going to be a little bit more affected if your sun sign or ascendant's in Sagittarius as well. Just because that's the ruling planet of Sagittarius, and you will be feeling Jupiter's effects a little bit more than normal, and also depending on what else is in your chart. And Jupiter changes over to Pisces, and I believe it's like October 28th. There's a new moon a little bit before that, and we go into Pisces, and Jupiter ends up going direct, I believe, November 23rd. So tap into that good luck. When it gets into Pisces and Scorpio season, there's going to be a lot of good luck to be had. There's going to be a lot of spiritual growth if that's something you're really interested in. It's going to be a lot easier to tap into those psychic abilities because of the water signs, the intuition, and with water signs, the intuition is very high. So we're going to be in Scorpio season, which is when the veil is the thinnest between us and the spirit realm. So it's really a perfect time to delve deep into yourself, work on yourself. We kind of came out of, we're going to be in Libra, and we just came out of Virgo, which is really practical. It's kind of like setting the stage for what's to come. Yeah, I mean, for me, September has always kind of been like at the start of my year. I feel like more than any other time of the year. We just had equinox as well, so we're kind of moving into that different phase of the year and into fall, which is my favorite season. In Florida, we don't really have fall. We have kind of really, really hot summer and not so hot summer, but it's been really rainy here, so I'm trying to make the best of it and drink some tea and, wear a jacket inside and pretend that I'm kind of in colder weather, even though there's palm trees and sunshine outside. I was actually happy because I was able to get my Super 7s in the video. They're really powerful stones. And yeah. So I've been doing some QHHT sessions. If you're interested in that and you're in Florida, right now I do have some spots left for my internship, and that's just until I finish my internship and can start doing QHHT sessions in my own private office. So if you are interested in past life regression, quantum hypnotherapy, or somebody in Florida that might be interested in it, definitely hit me up. I also want to talk about charging crystals. So recently I've been really drawn to labradorite. Some of you guys might have seen my video of the I got like a really big piece of rainbow labradorite, and I've been really finding that for me, I really like working with it because I'm developing more psychic abilities, intuition, working on astral travel. Meditation has been a big thing that I've been trying to do every day. So yeah, one thing that came to me earlier when I was thinking about, because I got some new labradorite, and obviously it's not a full moon, and a lot of us are used to charging crystals in the full moon, including myself. And one thing I realized, because with this labradorite especially, and some of this is true for quartz and some stones that you can kind of see through more, it reflects sun very nicely. So when you put the crystals out into the sun, you are getting that sun charge, which, you could do this at night too with the moon, even if it's not a full moon, to get that charge of the moon. But the charge from the sun is very nice too, and can work exactly the same. So yeah, I am starting to charge more crystals out in the sun. When I've charged my crystals on full moons, they end up getting left outside and getting sun as well, so they kind of have a good balance. Because the sun is kind of a masculine energy while the moon is kind of a feminine energy, so a little bit different there. But, it's a really good idea if you are trying to work with crystals for any reason. Charge them up first. I definitely recommend charging them in the sun as well as the moon. And one thing too, it's good to charge them in the sun, especially in the winter months, because you can leave them outside, you can charge them in the sun, and they kind of take in that energy of the sun and that, positivity. In tarot, the sun is a very happy card, and there's usually children playing on there or some kind of happy scene on the sun. So we take in that energy. So just by putting your crystals out there, even putting an intention, I want to, use the stone to develop my psychic abilities, or I want to use the stone to sleep at night, or I want to use the stone to heal my mind or my body, or whatever your intention is. I like to, hold it up and kind of just touch it with my hands if I can, and just speak into it. My intention is to charge this up and to get a good charge for my psychic abilities. So do that. Put your crystals in the sun and let them charge and let them get the sun rays, because also when they are in the sun, they're taking in all these kinds of codes that are just coming down, and they kind of help activate your crystals better too. So if you can, definitely leave crystals outside. They need a charge to work right. If you find like things just it doesn't feel like there's the same energy in stones, it's time to charge them and clear them. Definitely also like saging them, or any kind of like smoke cleanse. But I feel even just doing the sun, you don't have to use smoke cleanses if you don't want to. It's not necessary. It's definitely an extra step. Some people will say, no, I'm full of shit, you need to use sage. But I know it can be kind of smoky, and sometimes for me it's like I like the smell or I don't like the smell. So the sun's a good way to charge your crystals. And also charging them too by, speaking your intentions, because crystals are just an amplifier. So they're used to amplify whatever we're trying to do. If I have a rose quartz, obviously it's love. It can be self-love. You can hold your rose quartz and say, I want, self-love. I want to program self-love into this, or just think self-love, and let it get charged. So yeah, charge your crystals in the sunlight. One last thing is that we have the new moon coming up on September 25th, so that's a good time to manifest. And one thing I want to bring up about manifestation, and something that I find from doing the psychic line a little bit, that's kind of an interesting experience, and also just doing readings for people, is everybody's big question is about, a lot of people's big question is, is there somebody coming in for me? Is there partnership? Is there relationship? And the reason I bring up manifesting is you can do this yourself. And I've been telling clients this more and more, is that it's not that somebody can't be coming in for you, because even though there's timelines and everything's kind of switching, there is times where I'm doing a reading and I do see somebody coming in for somebody. So not to say that all predictions are wrong, but the thing is, we have the power to do this ourselves. Like, we don't need some predetermined, this is going to happen to me on this day. We can take that power into our own hands. And I like to advise a lot of people to, actually write down what you want. And I've told this to clients before too, is what is it you really want in a partner? And write this down. Write it down, write it with intention. You can even title it, what I want to manifest in a partner. Keeping your manifestations reasonable is a good idea. You can have a type, but you can say, I want to find somebody I want to be with somebody I'm physically attracted to. Instead of saying, I want to manifest a guy that's 6 feet tall with blonde hair and blue eyes. No, you have to, we're not at this level, or I'm not at that level, and most of you probably aren't, of being able to manifest anything or think about at that time. And that is where manifestation is going. So you have to start out kind of more small so the universe can actually work in your favor for this manifestation. So you can't be like, oh, well, I want, you could say, I want somebody who has a good career, but saying, I want somebody who's, a surgeon or a doctor, that's maybe a little specific. So you have to kind of leave your what you want in a more broad term. I want to be with somebody who knows what they want and has a good career. I want somebody that I'm physically attracted to. I want somebody that wants to have a family. Not, I want somebody who wants to have a son, or whatever your, whatever specific things it is. You got to leave it a little bit more broad. So that's definitely a good tip for helping manifest a partner. I actually write it down. I don't advise typing it out. I advise actually getting a piece of paper and a pen and writing this out, because you're kind of putting that out to the universe. You're telling the universe what it is you want. Yeah. And so we moved into Libra too, and that's a good time for socializing. And with this, Jupiter retrograde happening, there's abundance of good luck to be had and good fortune to come. So it's all about kind of tapping into that. But when you're thinking about a partner, just really think about what it is that you want, so you don't create something you don't want. And I see a lot of people do that too. They're like, why am I with this type of person? And it's like, well, your energy is attracting that, partially because if you are with a certain type of person and, they're not treating you right, there's probably something in somebody you're attracting. If you keep attracting that same type, you're putting out to the energy like you're not deserving or something, and you need to just really be firm and believe it about what you want. I want somebody I'm attracted to, physically attracted to. I want somebody that's nice to me. Yeah, so really, really think about that, about what it is you want. Yeah, so that's about all I have for everybody today. I am taking private readings. They are video, so you get a recording of it. You can watch it as much as you want. That's what I recommend to people, because there's so much information in there. Pretty much anything can come through. I really like to take my time with it, really sit in with whatever questions you're asking me. So yeah, I have some availability for that. I'm getting kind of busy scheduling sessions. So yeah, if you know anybody that's wants hypnotherapy, interested in quantum hypnotherapy, there's a lot of healing that goes along with it. Feel free to hit me up or have them hit me up. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and that's about it. So happy Jupiter retrograde. Write your manifestations out for the new moon on Sunday, and I will be back on maybe talking about something else next time that's not related to Jupiter, and see what comes along. So I hope you guys have an awesome weekend, and I will talk to everybody soon.